ladies and gentlemen. I feel like we haven't had a good kind of hype out for a while. So I'll tell you what, let's have some now. Game 2 between PR and NiP. Let's get ourselves into the draft, yeah. So who's gonna take it? Error, he played so well in the first game, but then it just fell off so horribly. Now game 2, what's the plan for Error's side? Can NiP take a victory? It is the third game they've lost today. They can't be in a good place. Are they tilting? Let's hope not. Let's hope that NiP can come back and take a win against PR. And the second game of the best of 3. Hats off to PR though in that first game. Even though they picked the trolls, so really we can't take too many hats off to that. Game 2. My name's ODPixel. I'm joined by Purge Gamers. This is Dota Star Ladder. Coverage brought to you by Beyond the Summit. Oh, it's a troll. Sniper Trip. The combo that I've seen more times than, I don't know, it's all the time. Chen Ban's out. Not a fan of the Pokemon. Batrider as well. Io and Venge. But we are seeing the Earthshaker second picked. And anyway, well, I'll tell you what. No, wait, we need to stop the hype because we need to get Purge in. Purge! Hello, Purge. Purge?
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. Good.
I was just watching S4 Predict the Future on YouTube thanks to Reddit, so I missed you there.
Oh, I see. Oh, you Redditors, eh? I've seen that, but I've not watched it. What is it? Did you get to watch it, or did I interrupt you?
I just watched it. That's why I was so focused. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so good, and it was.
Was it? Well, what does he do?
I mean, they were gonna. I was so he was like, they were like throwing basically, and he was like, you know what? There's like 7 creeps here. This Earthshaker's gonna come and dunk it, and then he started walking away, and bam, there it came. Earthshaker dunked it. It was amazing. That guy's good. That guy's real good.
What a player. What a guy. What a legend. Anyway, in this game, NiP versus PR, the pick so far, we're seeing that Sniper Treant combination yet again that teams have been favouring every time. It is something that Alliance were running earlier against NiP, and it did quite well. And it looks like NiP, they want to try and borrow someone else's strats. Troll, Warlord, Earthshaker, and Line are going to be the top 3 picks for the side of PR. So, what do we reckon? Purge, who's got the upper hand so far, and why?
I think this is kind of what Ninjas in Pajamas needed last game, was a carry that could snowball the game and save them in terms of things going late. I think Shadow Fiend's a strong hero right now, but his ability to close out games is not as good as a hero like Storm Spirit is. Storm's probably going to get nerfed in the next patch, I would say, unless he's just nerfed in the fact of buyback or something like that. But I feel Treant's going to allow them to delay the game using Living Armor and win fights in the ganks like that. But having Storm, in addition to that, is going to allow them to go late. And look at the heroes they picked. They've got 3 carries now, basically. Storm Spirit, Sniper, and Faceless Void. So the Treant hopefully will let them go late, and then their last support will hopefully allow them to do anything in the early game. But Power Rangers has a pretty good lineup to counter this. So, I mean, but then all those heroes on NiP can control the game really well. Sniper, Storm Spirit, as well as Faceless Void. They get kills on cores, things like that. So I think there's strengths on both teams, but PR's pick here of the Spirit Breaker is going to probably throw a wrench into that, because he's going to be able to gank a lot in addition to Earthshaker, Line, and Troll. Should be good at 1v1ing Sniper, Storm, Faceless Void, as long as they're not chronoed. So I think it's looking a little bit better for PR here, since NiP just drafted so stupidly greedy.
Yeah, it certainly seems like PR have a lot of control and a lot of things to deal with what NiP have picked up so far. And as you said, anytime you get that Spirit Breaker through the draft against these heroes like the Sniper, you're definitely going to be having the upper hand. So as long as the Spirit Breaker gets a good start, I really find Spirit Breaker is one of those heroes that does need to get an early kill. Otherwise, can be a little I don't know. Do you think he can still be very impactful, or does he need to find that good opening?
On Spirit Breaker,
yes, with the SB.
He's still like, the hero's still good once he hits 6. I think the issue with the hero most of the time is that people maybe gank too often, and if they do bad charges and they get behind, because once Spirit Breaker gets behind, he's kind of a crap hero, I think. But as long as you do a mix of farming and ganking, or you only gank in good locations, then you're in a pretty good spot. And he's pretty good against Storm, because if Storm is retreating, if Storm's definitely in a bad situation, tries to get out, you always know where he is, and you should be able to close the gap with Spirit Breaker. So I think SB's okay, but the other issue is that Treant Armor is going to be able to stop a lot of the damage that Spirit Breaker does. Spirit Breaker has only a few damage sources, and they're not massive damage themselves, so a lot of it's going to be blocked from Treant Armor. So, I mean, SB might be a bit limited, but I think he's a pretty good hero. He's okay. He's situational.
Okay, well, we'll see what's able to achieve. Lich being the final pick there for NiP. So, lane-wise, are we going to see what I imagine is it's going to be the old school off-lane Void, isn't it?
I would assume so, yeah. As
Void,
soon as they picked it, it was probably Void. It's going to be Void Lich, most likely.
Yeah.
And then a Tree Storm, which means that NiP can be punished in their lanes. And most importantly, they have terrible roaming, and it's basically coming down to their lanes hopefully winning themselves. If PR does really good rotations or they lane in advantageous ways, they're going to be able to get a lot of gold advantage. But, you know, based on the patch, does that even matter that much? As long as they don't get stupidly far behind, they can definitely come back. Due to Chronospheres getting solo kills, they can get solo kills with Storm, even Sniper can solo kills lane. Basically, the 3 solos they get have a lot of kill potential on their opponents. They're not passively farm heroes. They're heroes that get gold while also potentially killing people. So if PR is not careful, NiP will outlane them, and if they outlane them with their greedy picks, the game is just going to completely end. Because Storm's going to snowball, Void's going to snowball, Sniper's going to get a lot of kills, and Treant's going to be annoying. So I think it's looking like a pretty even game. It comes down to execution. Can PR outgank their opponents? Or are NiP going to evade the ganks and then continue to get solo kills while farming? If NiP evade the ganks and gets solo kills, then they're going to get stupidly ahead, and they should be able to close the game out at a reasonably fast time because of their good control.
And the thing with the Lich pick, I'll be honest, I've seen it a lot more in these last 2 days than I have in the last few weeks of competitive Dota. Is there a reason why you'd go for it in this situation over, say, someone else that we see a little bit more often? So someone like the Witch Doctor, who hadn't been touched yet in the draft. I mean, obviously the Lich a little bit better at the beginning in terms of controlling and harassing the lane. But as the game goes on, would you not argue that Witch Doctor would be a stronger pick, or why go for the Lich?
I feel like Lich helps their greedy offlane pick better because Faceless Void's going to be able to get more farm this way. I mean, Void got nerfed in a couple different ways, most of which were Chronosphere cooldowns, if I'm not mistaken. But did Time Walk get nerfed? I can't remember.
I think the mana cost went up, didn't it? For the was it just the Chrono that went up quite? One of the mana costs went up a lot.
I think it was just Chrono. I'm pretty sure. So, but the hero's not as popular as he was before. I assume there's some little intricate nerfs I wasn't paying attention to, but basically, Void is going to get more levels because of the Lich. And again, they won't be able to roam very well due to it being a Lich. But I think there's also something to be said about Frost Armor. It'll help out a lot. So whoever Spirit Breaker is going on. I mean, Spirit Breaker is mostly magic damage, so the armor doesn't do that. But it reduces his attack speed. And the same goes for Troll. If Troll is having trouble chasing after people. And the other cool part is that if Troll's in melee, he gets super slowed. If he's in range, he'll be only moderately slowed. So if Troll's in melee form, people should be able to kite him a bit better. So I feel like the armor is pretty good this game. And even against Ember Spirit, Lich is not bad. They don't have very good stuns against Ember, which may be a big issue here. But the Frost Armor at least is going to reduce a lot of the Ember Spirit damage, at least until he gets a Battle Fury.
Yeah, so Ember Spirit being picked up, and it's going to be played by Ditchera, so it's almost certainly going to be in that position, obviously budding up with the 2 supports. And Ember Spirit, one of those heroes, most of the time, if we do see it, it's obviously not the most common, we do see it in the mid lane. But now they've picked it up, it's going to be Axmo on the Troll, so I guess it is going to be the Troll mid. Okay, it's going to be Ditchera safely. So my issue here, Purge, is Ember Spirit, isn't that a hero that works so well just due to the fact that if he's able to get those early levels, he can do a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, what do you think about prior farm on him and putting him in the safeguarded position instead? I
mean, I see what you mean, but Troll's okay against Sniper. Troll's actually much better against Sniper. I actually don't know the matchups that well between Ember, Troll, and Sniper. I would argue Ember's way better against Void. You know what? They're all pretty okay. I think either lane setup kind of works. I'm not really sure. I don't see the pluses and minuses here very well. I don't understand Ember Spirit super well as a hero. So I guess I can't really give a comment on that one.
Okay, well, we'll see how the lanes match up as we get ourselves into the game. This is game 2 between these 2 sides. NiP, they did lose the first one, so PR going in with a 1-0 lead. And on the side of PR today for this match, it's going to be Cheshire Cat on the offlane Spirit Breaker, Axmo on the mid lane Troll. Down here in the tri lane, it's going to be No Fair on the Earthshaker, J4 on the Lion, and Ditchera himself on the Ember Spirit. And I'm here today with Purge. And Purge, would you kindly tell me what's going on over the side of NiP?
On NiP, we've got Seal Kid playing Lich, Jonas fam is playing the Faceless Void, and we've got Handskin playing the Treant Protector mid lane. It's going to be Limp playing the Sniper, and finally on the top lane, we've got Era playing Storm Spirit. So I thought a little bit about the mid matchup. I would argue that Troll's a bit better against Sniper mid, probably. Because he doesn't have to right-click to get last hits, whereas a lot of Ember's right-clicking, or last hitting, is either from his skill Flame Guard or some right-clicking. So Troll can use axes a little bit more. I would say Troll's a bit better versus Sniper, is maybe why they did this lane setup. That's the only thing I can come up with right now.
Okay, we'll see how
and
it
better at
up.
harassing the Sniper as well, by the way. Like,
Yes.
Troll can harass Sniper, Ember Spirit can't unless he goes for the kill. So I think Troll's a lot better in the 1v1 here.
And it looks like in terms of lanes, they did have, well, at least no fair. I think, did he go up to the top lane for the block at the beginning with the Fisher? I believe. And well, now he's going to look to stack up the camps and then maybe see if he can help out in the mid lane. I mean, Earthshaker against the Sniper. If you get him caught on the edge of that Fisher and Axe or Troll's able to get there with the slow and the bashes, it should be a fairly easy kill early on.
Remember the matchup that we saw earlier? We saw Troll Sniper earlier today, and it was Pycat versus some guy in NiP. It must have been the same guy. Maybe Limp playing the Troll. And it was actually very close. And the only thing that really changed things was a couple of ganks. So if a Fissure gets thrown in there, there could very easily be a Troll getting a kill on a Sniper here. So Sniper's got to be a little careful, especially until he has boots.
Yeah, and in terms of CS at the moment, Troll doing very well, keeping himself even with Limp. Top lane, Cheshire Cat trying to be as annoying as he can. Hanskin coming in with a leech seed and a few punches. It's going to push him back out lane. But he's got himself a salve. He's got a couple of tangos in his pocket. So he should be alright. And Ditchera did come into the lane with 8 tangos. And I think, as we were anticipating, really, working towards and against Seal Kid, the fact that he's going to have this constant harass from the Lich, he does need to be able to have that regen at the ready. And Jonas and Fan on this off lane Void against the Ember Spirit. He should be able to find the farm, and he certainly looks like he is. 5 CS a couple of minutes in, so the supports on the side of PR certainly not slowing down the Void's farm, and no fear on the Earthshaker, as we were saying, heading towards the mid lane, maybe hoping that Limp comes out a little bit too far out for his own good, but Seal Kid has got an Invis rune, so NiP could very well turn around any kind of gank that comes out from PR.
It's going to be a hard kill though. Sniper doesn't have a whole lot of damage yet. And it's just a Lich. I don't know. Lich's damage is pretty good. It's like 125. Yeah, he'll do some hits in here, but him standing around waiting for a kill opportunity is just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, or even looking to turn it, it's still not really the same. If he had a hard stun, maybe, but Lich's damage is okay, but it's not amazing. But I guess, is he going to sit mid or is he going to go back? I think he could stay here for a bit because the wave is pushed in heavily bottom. The only downside is that Spirit Breaker is getting a lot of levels here. And by the way, Spirit Breaker is like the most beautiful set ever. I've never seen this before, but it's so cool. Did you look at this?
Oh yeah, that's a very nicely made set, isn't it?
It's really cool. It's got
That's
spikes
a nice
all over.
set.
That's the best Spirit Breaker set I've ever seen. It looks great.
I guess the people that we see play Spirit Breaker don't have too much taste in terms of cosmetics, because I'll be honest, I haven't seen that one being shown off by any of the pros in any of the games I've followed. 3 minutes in, still no kills. Everyone playing fairly passively. Everyone happy with the kind of the state of the lane. As you said, Spirit Breaker finding the levels up top. Mid lane, the farm being spread pretty evenly. Now we might see some aggression. There's a charge onto Limp, but Limp, right, clicking down the Troll fairly low. Is Spirit Breaker going to commit? No, not today. Doesn't feel like going down, even though they did have a Fisher, and Troll could have maybe got in there, but perhaps they would have lost someone in return, and they didn't just quite fancy making that trade.
They would have taken way too many tower hits to go for that dive. It was an okay time to go in, but Troll took a bit too much damage as the fight started, or as the charge started at least. So he loses a little bit of experience there, but it's not that bad for an offlane. It's going to keep Sniper a little scared, and the charge comes back again.
Well, this
Actually,
time
going on bottom.
Oh,
He's going to
okay.
charge through the Sniper. Okay, never mind. He cancels. What is this guy doing?
Come on, Cheshire Cat. Grow some balls.
Ooh, must see a dead Lich, or Lion, sorry. Those illusions are actually doing a lot of damage here. Fish just gonna save him though. Another stun follow up. Oh, he did it a little bit late. He loses first blood. It gets a Lich kill most likely, but wow, big mistake actually from the Lion there. Waited a little too long and resulted in a big gold advantage going to NiP. And I'm sure Lion got at least half a level out of that too. So I don't think this is worth a picture.
Right, doesn't look like it is, even though the Ember did get the kill, so Ditchera's going to get himself a little bit of gold, 800 gold in the bank now. And interestingly enough, picked up that ring of protection. So, oh, actually, let's hold that fort top lane. Well, towards the mid, more like a Cheshire Cat getting chased down by Seal Kid, and then with the right clicks. And this is going to be a dead Spirit Breaker. And the kill going to Sniper. And NiP 2-1. Having an okay start, but the fact that they did mess at that little... Well, no, it was... Yeah, no, sorry, it was... NiP did come out on top, didn't they, when they got the kill with the Lich. So, yeah, good start to NiP.
So the game's pretty equal right now. We're going to see level 6s coming out soon, and once they do, we're going to see NiP doing a lot more in their lanes. They've obviously been rotating a lot, but the big plays are going to come down from Chronospheres and things like that. Chronospheres, Ball Lightnings, even Sniper ultis will help out a little bit. And at the moment, we haven't really seen that much successful roaming from PR, including the Spirit Breaker. It's charging mid now, but here comes the charge. It's going to cancel again.
Come on, Cheshire. We need to see him go for these kills.
I mean, there's really good warding from NiP, though. I mean,
yeah,
high ground
really
ward
is.
mid and a ward at the top rune. They're just trying to check where the Spirit Breaker comes. And Sniper hasn't really been out of position yet, and as a result, he's not getting killed. I think Troll will be okay here. Oh, there's level 6, actually. This is really dangerous.
This is a dead Troll.
He's dead.
This is a very dead Troll. Assassinate. Peeps him. 3-1. Limp now has found 2 kills in the mid lane, 6 minutes in. It's one of those starts for the snipers that's, well, we've seen this movie before. Sniper with a good start is something that becomes very, very scary for the other side. But they do definitely have the means to deal with it in terms of they've got this Spirit Breaker. And Cheshire Cat is always going to be something that the Sniper is going to have a pretty tricky time dealing with.
A lot of heroes that keep sitting mid but aren't accomplishing anything is the other issue. Earthshaker has done almost nothing in this game. It's 6 minutes in. I've barely seen him fissure. He almost saved the line that one time, but that was about it. I don't know if pulling is the solution but there's not a lot of kill possibilities here. Another good ward is going to spot Spirit Breaker charging, and they back off.
Yeah,
really good warding from the supports on NiP this game.
These wards have stopped any kind of aggression, and straight away, they move back. I mean, PR, they must be aware that there are these wards out, but the positions that they're in, I guess not the easiest to necessarily de-ward and catch out. But 3-1 and NiP, it's looking better than it did in the last game. There's going to be a charge now onto Void. Yeah, and this area, there's no wards on this. He does have Chronosphere. Will he pop it preemptively? No, there's the Hex. They've got the Earth Spike as well. In come the bashes. 3 Remnants have thrown in to make sure the burst damage is there. He's getting off the face. He doesn't get out of this, does he? No, the Flame Guard ticks him down. And Ember Spirit will find a very nice kill for himself on the Faceless Void there.
Yeah, it was almost a kill, but I mean, they burned 3 Fire Remnants on that. They needed the burst damage, and they ended up picking up the kill. That took a lot, but with the tree armor, I mean, his survivability went up so high. And the other important part, Spirit Breaker is not even 6 yet, so he's a one-trick pony. He can come in and bash the first time, but from there, you're just talking about luck. So he's going to get some much-needed level 6 here, and from there, the ganks will hopefully continue for PR. And also, that wasted Chronosphere.
Oh, mid lane.
For a while.
They're going in on the Troll, and, well, Sniper, he's going to be able to peek this one, and Storm lets him take the kill. Now with the, the Shrapnel and Jonathan Fan time walking in, this is going to be another kill for NiP. 2 heroes down in the mid lane. Pressure being put on the mid tower, and Sniper, 3 kills, 1 assist. Snipers just seem to be having a great time these games that I've been watching. Maybe not so the Void. Getting caught out here by Ditchera. He's popped some Remnant down. He wants to try and get the damage in through the right clicks, and the Flame Guard Limp trying to chip away. And interesting build from Ditchera. Opted for no points. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Spirit Breaker going in on this.
Oh, when the tree armor comes, he's dead now. I think that was a buyback? Or, I mean a backtrack? I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, he popped the ult, didn't he? And I'm pretty sure it did no damage. Yeah, I think he did, but yeah, he backtracked the ult. How many points has he got in the backtrack? Just the 1.
Just 1. I don't think he backtracked the ult.
No, was it just the living armor blocking a lot?
Okay, so this is what probably happens. I think the damage sources are separate for Spirit Breaker. So his Nether Strike does 150 bonus damage, and he also has a greater bash that goes... He might have backtracked that, actually. I'm not sure. It kind of looked like a backtrack because he was pretty low.
Oh, top lane. Era had a double damage, and finally finding a kill on this Troll Warlord. Well, I say finally. It's the 3rd time this game that Troll's lost his life. And this isn't the first time today we've seen a Troll that's ended up not doing too great against a Sniper, respectively. And Limp just 4 for 0. He's getting a bit out of control, but I'm just interested to see how well this Ember Spirit works this game. And yeah, I was just going to note the fact with this Ember Spirit, What do you think about totally skipping the point of Sleight of Fist? Is it not worth having one just to close the gap and be able to catch people out with the Searing Chains?
It's not really that weird to do this skill build at all, and you don't really need Searing Chain or Sleight of Fist to do that, at least pre-6. Once you're 6, you don't really need it to get ranged. Lich gets a kill on Spirit Breaker.
Yeah,
Spirit
they popped the
Breaker
Chrono
again,
for it, and he was very low, and they just managed to chase him down. As he tried to charge away, but it wasn't enough.
You just don't really need it to initiate, because most of the time you use Fire Remnant to do that. So you can get away with skipping one level and just making your damage really high. Maybe a Lich kill here. See, there's the Fire Remnant initiating and Sleight of Searing Chain, sorry, and that should be a kill. They might get a turnaround though. It's really scary for Ember. He wasted his spirit, used it while he was slow. It'll be okay though. Void coming, and now Void in trouble. They need a bash really bad though. Nothing. He's actually gonna give up. Gives mana to the. Oh, but now. Great
Oh, the Remnant
great
dodge! That Remnant dodge! Ember Spirit, it might go down anyway. Limp coming in. There's going to be a zip in from Error. Does find the Ember Spirit at the end of the day. Axe turning with the axes onto Error. Can he find a kill in return on Storm? Storm with the living armor, but he has not got any mana. Limp trying to man fight up against Cheshire Cat. In fact,
he can kill him. Maybe not.
I think they can turn. Error's here as well with the slows being procced by the Aftershock. There's your charge. Have they got an assassinate? Yes, they have. Oh, look at this. It's not going to be enough though with the stick charges. Cheshire Cat playing with death there.
I feel like the troll could have gotten the Void.
Oh, they fight him anyway.
Wow, they actually got him.
Error zipped to him as he TP'd.
I think the Void should have died there, but the troll focused more on giving mana to the Earthshaker. But by that point, the living armor came through on the Void and kept him alive, so that was a bit weird. Pretty crazy fight though, but I can't believe NiP is up 11-3. I felt like the game is equal, but there's a lot of action going on. But I guess PR's just not getting the kills. Sounds very similar to the last game, doesn't it?
It really does, and this time with NiP with a very, very large lead. We'll see if PR are able to do what they did in the last game. They have got that troll, they have got that push. If they get the action against the side of NiP. 12 minutes in though, and being 11-3 down, it's not the best of positions. XP and gold graph is certainly showing a lead for the side that dies. 7.5k XP, 7.5k around in terms of gold. And top lane with the troll. And the Ember Spirit and Cheshire Cat. Can they find anything here? There's a TP in from Sniper. Sniper with the phase. And that's a build that, I'll be honest, I've not seen on the Snipers recently. Going for the drums rather than the SMY. What's up with that item choice?
More mana. It's the main thing. SNY doesn't give you any mana. They're kind of similar items. They both provide movement speed. They give you attack speed. They give you generic stats. But the difference being that you don't get any... you don't get any mana pull. So drum is probably safer as I'm gonna get dived build by a Spirit Breaker all the time, and that's probably why it's there. They're actually gonna bash the troll or the tree there. Great overgrowth.
Remnants out, their finger onto Error. That is your Storm Spirit down. They're going to lose Sniper. This is a big fight for PR. Can they stay on top, or will they lose anyone in return? Sealkid looking for a Chain Frost initiation. He finds it, but the bounces, it only bounces a couple of times. Ditcherize running out of mana. There's your Echo Sam. Wants to find the Lich. They do find it. Jonathan Fan coming in to try and clear up. Cheshire Cat in the trees. He only needs one little tickle or right click with his little mace to find this one, and he will find it. But it's a 3-for-2, and the first good team fight at the end of the day for PR.
Yeah, they got... I don't know how Storm initially got stunned, but they blew him up really fast. That was well done by them. It actually turned out pretty solid. It was mainly... NiP overgrowth was really fantastic as well. I'm surprised it didn't go better for them. But the Storm Spirit got on top of the Sniper, or the Spirit Breaker did, that is. But I think that's why he just went Drum. It's a little bit cheaper, and it gives you pretty similar stats. He's probably going to skip Mask of Madness this game because there's just too many good diving heroes on PR, which is most likely why his item build's a bit weird. And he's still playing amazing. He's 5-1-5. It's working for him completely.
I mean, it's certainly working for him at this point. But we'll see how it transitions. And as you said, it makes sense not to go for the Mask of Madness. Yes, yeah, there's definitely room for progression. And the fact that if you look at the net worth, he is very high up there. 6k on level with the Storm Spirit. And Ember Spirit now with a double damage. Whereabouts is he? Can you find any action? No, he's just heading back into the... oh, no, he's going to try and go around this long way, maybe. Yeah, no, Error's out of it. Error's got the Invis Rune, pops it, gets himself out, and Error working towards that Orchid. Is he still a quarterstaff short, or has he got a quarterstaff hiding somewhere? No, it looks like he is still 900 gold off, finishing that second Oblivion. So he's going to have that relatively soon, and so we're seeing the Orchid Storm this game. I guess very nice against pretty much all of these heroes that if you zip on, they're always going to be able to turn around and try and fight back.
Well, just passive farming for now. Sniper especially. Just in the jungle. It's a lot safer here than sitting in the mid lane. If he sits mid, they could have a ward. He could get charged by a Spear Breaker. If he sits in the jungle instead, it allows his supports to do whatever they want. They don't have to sit behind him, kind of a thing.
Error. But no, he's here. And he zips in. Just to clear out the wave.
The safe play.
Yeah, J4. Not quite close. Maybe a Fissure into a Hex if Error comes close enough.
Yeah, possible.
And there's a charge as well.
Across the map, but that's going to get easily spotted. He's going to walk right past the tower. He's like, alright, this isn't going to work.
And now, reaction to the mid lane. Limp coming in on the sniper. Handskin under the Nature's guys. And PR, after closing that gap between the kills, 6 to 13 after, I think it was 3 to 11. They want to make sure they don't throw away anything else and can continue to catch back up. And Ember Spirit, let's see what items he's going for. He's got himself the Treads, has the Mithril Hammer. Do you reckon this is going to be the Desolator or the Maelstrom in this situation? Or straight for the BKB?
That's a really tough question. Both items are not bad in on an Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit actually has a very interesting item potential. This won't be a Storm kill, he can just ball away from this. The reason his item builds can be so cool is because you're actually attacking every single person. So you can get a Sanjin Yasha on Ember Spirit. You could apply Maims potentially to a lot of people. You can get a Scotty on him, which definitely slows everybody use Sight of Fist on. Desolator works similar. You're lowering their armor. You can get a Maelstrom. I think when the hero first came out, people played around a lot more with Maelstroms and Desolators, but then everybody realized that Battle Fury was just far better for the late game that it gave you, the amount of damage acceleration that it gave you. So going back to a Maelstrom, he buys the Maelstrom recipe, and that's what he's going to go for. And that's kind of cool too. I don't know if it's still a feature of the item, maybe a bug, I don't know what you want to call it, but the way it used to work is you can only have one lightning proc at a time. Hypothetically, if you could get multiple lightning procs, I think that would be OP, because it's like a Battle Fury basically. And he procs like 85 people instantly. So it's very abusive in that way, similar to why Battle Fury is so good. So I think it's still okay though. You can farm very fast with it. It's way cheaper than a Battle Fury, and since he has a bottle, it's kind of a similar thing. He's still got the HP and mana regen out of the bottle, and he can buy the Maelstrom, which is cheaper. So, oh, I think the other cool thing about it that it does is that it's a second damage source, so he might be able to break living armor a bit faster with it. That's kind of cool too. And also, it's magic damage, which will cut through the Lich armor a bit better. So those are maybe all things he considered. That's pretty much everything I think of why Maelstrom is better than Battle Fury in some ways.
Yeah, we'll see how much he's able to achieve with it. Sitting at 2-1 so far. Net worth just behind the Void. And let's have a look at the Void. How is he doing? He is going, of course, for that Maelstrom as well after the Mask of Madness. He's just 100 or so gold away from picking up that recipe. As the Lich Ice Armor being thrown down onto the tower. And we're seeing again that build I think we saw in the other game where only 1 point is kept in the sacrifice. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Seal Kid max out the Ice Armor now as his next skill progression.
I'm almost not a fan of this skill build. I feel like it was necessary the previous game because they're so far behind, but with less sacrifice levels, it gives you less EXP gain for yourself. Sometimes a Lich can be as leveled as your mid-hero in some rare cases, just because you do get so many sacks. Might see a dead Treant here. He's going to go into his...
Got the dust though.
Yeah.
And he can't get out the overgrowth. Gets chained, stand up, limp. Trying to shoot away from the sidelines. He's able to keep them back, and they try and spike themselves up. It's only going to be a catching.
Towers.
Yeah. But the tower is going to go down in this mid lane. There's NiP. They've got a Chrono, but Void, he's far down the river. Isn't going to be able to get here quite in time. Remnant dodging the assassinating finger onto Void. They can kill him. They can kill him before he gets that Chrono. That's a big kill back in the mid lane. Trying to find Ditcher of the Orchid, and they will find him as well as the Earthshaker. So even though they lose the Void, they do find themselves a couple of high-value kills in the mid lane.
Yeah, big come in there from Era. Picks up the double kill, especially the Ember Spirit dying is really huge. It looked like a really good PR maneuver, but they stayed a little bit too long and Era was able to rotate. Now the Treant does his things, healing up towers. And it's the Sanjin Yasha drum with the phase on Sniper.
Oh, so on
really
PSN as well, yeah.
It's a really good build if you don't want to get Mask of Madness. It's just a lot of stats, a lot of movement speed. He's 4'11 without using phase. and his attack speed is not bad. He's mostly going to be a slow plinker, but the other cool part is that because he has Drum and he has Aquila, he's got a really big int pool, so he's going to be relying more on his Assassinate for damage in fights rather than just abusing Mask of Madness. So he's not going to be as strong as an abusive sniper usually is, but he'll still be pretty good. He still has Shrapnel and all that good stuff.
Now straight into the Roche pit. There is a charge onto Lich, so they know that something's going on. Can PR get here in time? Potentially they can, especially...
He's in a great spot, except he kind of just went on into his accidental.
I think he's in trouble, yeah. He's kind of mistimed the Control of Nature's guys there, but he gets the overgrowth, but he's still alive, actually. Hanscan, he perfectly knows what he's doing. He was fine all along. Cheshire Cat goes down as well as a double kill for Error. It's going to be more as the bashes come through from Void. And PR, how did that fight go so horrible for them?
Well, that's the typical solution where you focus on one guy and he barely stays alive. And then you're like, oh, I used all my spells trying to kill this one guy, he's alive, and now Stormscoot's going to ball through and clean up. They had already used Hex, they used Stun, they used Fissure. All the good stuns were used, and then Storm can do whatever the heck he wants. And even Void separated the Ember Spirit, that was important too. The damage dealer out of PR is basically Troll and Ember, and one of those sources was outside of the fight there. He got Chronosphered, so he wasn't able to do damage while the rest of NiP just wrecked through PR. So that was a really nice job by Treant to be there. He made the mistake of going visibly, backed away from trees too far, but it ended up working out for them. He got his overgrowth off in time.
Let's see if they can kill him this time. They're not happy with Hansken. He ruined the last team fight for the side of PR. There's your dust. In comes Netherstrike, the remnants. A lot of pain going down on the tree, and this time he doesn't get away with his life. And they do find a kill, but meanwhile, Error finds himself a troll chilling out in the jungle. So they find the Treant, but a lot was committed. They sent 4 heroes up there, and apparently, well, Troll wasn't invited, left on his own. And that's a nice pick-off again for the Storm.
So Storm continues to snowball. This is looking worse and worse for PR. Again, their heroes are solid, but they can't snowball in the way that a Storm can. And they have good disables for him, but he's going to be getting BKB eventually. Bloodstone first, of course. The typical Storm build. You got to get your mana regen up so you can do more offensive stuff. And this could be bad for NiP here. There's the Fissure a bit early. No, it's going to be perfect here.
Spike and Finger. Yeah, that is a good kill. Pops the Aegis. PR, they're going to back up. They don't want to go in for round 2 quite yet. They're going to let NiP get away with the rest of it. But Void finds himself a tower on the bottom lane. And with the Maelstrom complete, 2k gold on him on top. And even though PR, they found a couple of good fights, just looking at the net worth difference between the heroes, it's quite something. And it's very apparent on the XP graph, coming up to 14k. And these are big leads. And I know we saw PR kind of come back from a dip in the last game, but that dip was not as big as this one.
Yeah, and this is as a result of NiP having 3 cores that farm extremely fast. All of them can farm jungle camps stupidly fast, and then the Lich or the Treant can take a lane that's not occupied. In this case, Treant, and his positioning is really good. He definitely wants to keep this lane static if possible. He doesn't want to push it, because the more that he sits here, the longer he can farm, which gives him a much better chance of finishing eggs at a reasonable time. So, game's looking really good for NiP here.
It certainly is. And about time too. NiP haven't really been having their games today. And this one certainly looks like it has the potential to end out very, very well for them so far. Error with the finished Bloodstone
Sniper
now.
may be in trouble.
Top of the Orchid and Sniper.
He's dead.
He's well, we'll see if any kind of shenanigans. They've got Lich. Can Lich do much? There's your Netherstrike. They're focusing the Lich, though. Lip might get out of this. Chain Frost comes through the bounces. It's going to go to the creeps, though. Zip from Error onto Ditcherai. Pulls him in. He says, come here, you Ditcher Doodle. Axe gets the Earth Spike onto Error. Can they turn it around at all? They've already lost the Ember Spirit. They've lost the Spirit Breaker. Assassinate onto Troll. The bashes come through. He is dead. Only the line getting away. And NiP 24-10. I think they've finally woken up, Purge, because this game is been an absolute walk in the park for them.
Damn, Sniper was so fast there. The drum really paying off as well. I mean, I thought he was for sure dead. The positioning looked great. They could collapse on him. They could blow him up, but they chased him down. They immediately changed targets. Sniper is hard to kill. He has a lot of HP. Go on the Lich instead. And the most important part is that NiP's heroes have really good reach once they teleport in. With Face's Void being able to jump in and Chronosphere, and Storm especially being able to do whatever he wants. They just jumped in, and they turned the tides, and they just blew them all up. They needed to get that kill, but unfortunately they didn't quite close on Sniper until he started running away. Now Storm's gonna just kill whoever he wants.
Yep, and the charge from Cheshire Cat is stopped, and, well, as you said, your line gets picked off. Bottom lane is round 2. There's your Chronosphere. Oh, man, there's going to be a Fisher, but I don't think that's going to protect Ditcherug. Can they get an Assassinate off onto them? They don't need it, because Error, he is there, and he's an Assassinate in a blue tuxedo. Assassinate is going to go on to Earthshaker. Isn't going to be enough to pop him down. Brings him down to 50 HP. 2 heroes down the side of PR. And again, NiP coming out on top every single time.
Spiritbreaker knew that fight was over. He's like, I'm going to top lane, guys. And I think this is a good demonstration of the limits of Spiritbreaker. And NiP's done a great job countering the hero. They just had a lot of observer wards. They knew that he was going to go after Sniper in the early game. They just put all the wards down where Spiritbreaker was likely to charge from. Maybe we can criticize Spiritbreaker for not ganking in very wise directions or something. Maybe he should have like smoked to a position.
I think we can criticize Spiritbreaker if he goes down here to the tree. He won't. He does get his charge out. He's was he? TP's straight out.
He maybe could have killed him there, but he would have had to ulti to stop the charge, and then he probably could have nether striked and just walked away at that point. So Tree is content to farm. He's close to Ags, but he's probably going to die here. They do have a ward. He goes invis, but the charge comes off in time. They know exactly where he is. I think he's the only one with dust, though.
Error coming up the river as well. Invis in his bot, and there he goes. Fan J4, he gets the silence, but J4 blinks away. There's your Fisher. Can they kill the Storm Spirit? Raid Boss, bring it on. Turns into a frog. Lich is here. J-Frost comes through, but they will lose Error. He's only down for 20 seconds, though. He had a fair few Bloodstone charges in his pocket. Echo Slam to hold the Lich in place, and they have found 2 kills. Double kill for the Troll, but here comes little PP McPeepson getting charged by Cheshire Cat. Can Limp turn on this one? I think he can. He could just stand and face against the cow. There's going to be another strike, but the BKB is going to block the magical damage. The bash still goes through, but it doesn't matter. Limp, with the help of the tree, finds the kill. Assassinate onto the line just to zone him out. But again, even though PR, they find 2 kills, but NiP, they still find something in return.
Sniper's itemization perfect this game. People are getting really good at itemizing Sniper. I've seen a lot of games like this. They adjust perfectly. Even the heroes that counter them or don't counter them that amazingly. Maybe Clockwork really is the solution, because Spiritbreaker is kind of preventable, I feel, and it doesn't really initiate or instantly. I don't know, but people haven't been really shutting down snipers very well today. That's what it seems like.
Not at all. I think it goes right back to DAC, where Mr. Salt himself claimed that they ban out the sniper EG because they just don't know how to deal with him. And some people might have laughed at that, but evidently it is a situation that a lot of teams find themselves in. They just can't seem to do anything about the sniper. If he has a good, pretty much, if he has a good opening 5 minutes, you know, gets a kill in there, no one's able to gank him. You can't stop him. And the BKB on top of the drums, Aquila and SMY, it's a fairly tanky hero now.
Yeah, and he does good damage. It's not amazing with this build. Maybe Emberdyne bot lane?
I think down. Oh! The Vortex just in time to stop the TP. He did not. He did not. Error. Always pulling at the last minute. But he finds the kill. And this is my issue with the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit safe lane, I'm just not feeling it, Purge. You go mid, you snowball, or you just don't do it at all.
Yeah,
it's just
you really can't do anything to
against
stop
the Storm Spirit as well. Yeah, against the Storm Spirit, it has a good start. Gets the Orchid. Your Ember Spirit is suddenly it's just redundant, and he looks like he's going to build for the Skadi. I guess the Manta Star would be more sensible because it could help him maybe fight back against those Orchid ganks. But I don't know. I just feel like it's going to come online too late.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here. He's died too many times. There's good options on NiP for countering him. Sniper's decent at chasing him. Storm's fantastic, and Void as well is a really good option towards shutting him down. So there's just too many ways to stop the Ember Spirit here. They needed a different carry, most likely, but I don't really know what. I feel like NiP got Storm. They got Storm and Sniper, who I feel are 2 of the best heroes for controlling the game, and maybe they didn't get enough good stuff. Maybe they just didn't get enough ganks. Maybe I feel like Spiritbreaker hasn't done as much as they needed as well. It's been a tough game for them.
Maybe they can find something here with this smoke. They're in their own jungle. The only person nearby is Error. And Error is just going to waltz back up the lane. And that's going to mean that PR don't find anything. And Roshan isn't quite up yet. So a little bit unlucky there with the timing.
And Error goes Shiva's Guard this game. Very different. Most people don't pick up Shiva's on Storm.
Okay.
But it's almost all physical damage on the Radiant team. I mean, I guess Spiritbreaker does magic, Earthshaker does magic, Line does magic. But the 2 scary heroes, and mainly Troll Warlord, does physical. So the way he's been dying in previous fights has basically been chain stun into troll damage. That's the only way that he's getting killed. So by buying the Shivas, he drastically increases his HP, but also gives the option of reducing their attack speed. So, but with them being ahead, I think it's okay to do this. If the game was more equal, I think BKB would be the better item. But I think he can get away with it this game because it's really going to hurt his opponents a lot.
With the kind of edge he has already, with the lead in terms of farm and gold, well, Chronosphere onto the mid lane.
He got blinded there.
He's pretty tanky, but there's the Earth Spike. Can they turn this? BKB, maybe they can. Void, how much can he backtrack? He can backtrack quite a bit, but not enough. Fishy just in time. Aaron might not be able to zip out. Echo Slap to hold him in place. That is a big kill. The Chain Frost bounces. Are they going to be there? Just a little bit, though. Ditchera trying to chase this down, and they're going to find this as well.
Chain Frost.
Oh, the Chain Frost. No! Oh, Jesus. Oh. He nearly screws his own team over, but it works out at the end of the day. Oh.
That was half of his HP.
Wow. The bounces. That fight was pretty damn good for PR.
That was a luck scenario, though. What happened was Void, maybe more kills. This is really bad now for them.
Oh, troll. Overgrowth. Suddenly, the plants come up. Ditchera, he's out there, no fear. Well. I think he's going to be able to TP from this one. There's nothing to stop it. But now this might allow NiP to take Roche. Can Sniper do it on his own? Probably. It's not going to be the quickest, but I think he's certainly going to get it.
I think they will, yeah. So the reason that fight went so bad for NiP was that when Void initiated, the troll just happened to cast his blind at the same time. So as soon as he started fighting, he was missing for like 60% of the time. And that really limited his DPS. Otherwise, troll would have died without getting his BKB off. So that was just unlucky there for the Faceless Void.
Error with Aegis now. Aegis now complete charge on the cow. He is out of there, off to greener pastures, because this one has been taken by the storm. And Tree, of course, with that Aghanims, it's only going to get a hell of a lot worse, as we can see. A lot of nice vision being created already across the map. 31 to 15. The grass, how are they looking? Worse and worse. 20k advantage. 20k in terms of gold. It's a big gap. And a gap that if PR are able to switch around, it is going to be quite something, because I'm not sure on the exact stats, but I'm pretty sure games where there's a 20,000 deficit, the chances of you coming back are pretty slim.
Yeah, it's pretty tough at that point. It's possible, but it's really tough. And Sniper going for more hybrid utility HP items. He got a Scotty. Not unexpected. Gonna see a Lion die here for sure. Goodbye, Lion.
Goodbye, Lion.
There's just nothing he can do against that.
Not at all. I would be surprised if Sniper dies again this game. He's just beyond tanky. And with the Ice Arm as well, 32 armor.
I like that. That was a good another strike.
Oh.
Great over there.
Yeah, can they fight back? Can they find it? They might find Handscan. There's your Nature's guys, but it doesn't matter. They have not got detection of him, but the Echo Slam on top of his head. You don't need to be able to see it to feel it. 61 seconds for the Tree. Can Error clean up? I think he might be able to. It's a double kill for the Sniper. Peeping away. And there we go. Brings down Ember Spirit as well. And it is only this Earthshaker left alive, who does take down the Void, but goes down. And oh, baby, it's a triple for Limp on the Sniper. And I think NiP can take it to the high ground now.
You know what's really gross about that is that Earthshaker got the kill on the Treon, and he cleaned up the Void, and he still doesn't have Blink Dagger.
Oh,
that's just the state of the game, man. It's not looking good. NiP just has too many items, too much control. PR needs their Blink Daggers. I mean, even Lion, if Lion's anywhere near Sniper, Sniper just kills him. Unless Lion goes in first, it's the only way.
Middle rack's pretty much well and truly gone, and Limp is going to start working on the bottom as well. And with 20 seconds on the clock for both the Ember Spirit and the Troll, it's not looking pretty for PR. Bottom rack's almost certainly might. They have got a fortification. They're holding on to it. Maybe seeing if they can pop at the last minute. And NiP looks like they're going to run. They're happy with what they're taking. They're taking down 2 melee racks and 1 ranged. And, well, that's certainly going to put them in a more of a good place if they weren't already. Are they going to try and fight into this Cheshire Cat now? Charging onto Tree, and There's a lot of heroes here. This could be the final fight for PR, and this could be a bad one. PR, Cheshire Cat getting caught out. Electric Vortex, he goes down. Sleight Fist, it's just not doing anything. There's going to be the Ember Spirit Remnanting out. J4 is going to go Scepter himself, but the magical damage from the Remnant, it is GG. And I think, well, this game just went downhill from the start for PR, NiP, and, well, a little bit of a celebratory Chronosphere. I think hats off to Error on the Storm Spirit. That was some really nice play that game. Yeah. And the Sniper adapted his build, and it really worked.
Yeah, it did. There just never was any ground that the Radiant team was able to get. Their supports needed too much time to ramp up, and at that point, they had already lost a lot of lanes. And I think too much of their advantage was lost by Spiritbreaker not accomplishing anything in the off lane. All of his charges mid never worked out. If they worked out, we could have seen Troll Warlord maybe snowball a little bit, but even Troll snowballing isn't going to do amazing. That's something else we can maybe criticize. Even if Troll wrecked the Sniper, what is he going to do? He's still going to get Chronosphere. Storm Spirit's still going to do storm things and get away from him. They maybe needed a snowball hero mid in combination for the successful ganks to allow them to control the game, but the way that their heroes picked and the way that they had to lane it, they didn't have ideal laning setups, and it didn't result in them getting an advantage. So there's lots of other mistakes that happened and issues. Ember Spirit's build didn't really work out at all, and it didn't accomplish anything in terms of ganks either. But I think their draft didn't match up well against NiP's. I think that's the main thing. It didn't look like it because they picked a lot more normal heroes, but NiP just outplayed them, and their lanes were fine, and they had the better late game heroes.
Indeed, and well, it's going to go to game 3, so it should be an exciting one. NiP and PR both shown us their strengths, and Purge, I'll talk to you in a minute, yeah, buddy?
Sounds great. I'll be there.
See you in a bit. Right. Goodbye, Purge, for the time being. And let's get back to reality and play you guys one of your favorite. I know you love it. Don't you lie. I can see that face happening.